Alright guys, let's start off this tutorial. I'm starting off with the Unicorn Essence from Farsali. I've mentioned this in a lot of favorites. And I'm just going to work this on the areas where I'm super dry, which typically is like my forehead and my temples. And then I'm going to move on to primer. I'm going in with this Stellar primer, one of my new favorites. I've been using it quite often. And this is like a blurring, smoothing primer. It's a different texture, but it really works. So I'm applying that in the center of my face, and then we're going to move on to an oldie but a goodie. I got back into my MAC Studio Fix and I'm loving it. So I'm applying this with a beauty blender. I just kind of dotted it all over and then I am just stippling into the skin. I find that it's not as heavy as everybody makes it out to be. I haven't worn it in years until recently, but I'm loving it again. Now I am an NW because I like more of a beige undertone, but they do have like warm undertones as well. So now I'm going to go in and conceal. My new favorite is this mixture. So this is the Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer. And honestly, I have not stopped using this. It is a drier formula, so I like to mix it in with my ColourPop concealer, which is a lot thinner, a lot more liquidy, more dewy. This combination is just really nice. The ColourPop kind of lets it blend a little bit easier, but I just find this is so smoothing under the eyes. I don't feel like any cakiness around my nose or where my pores are. This is just like my holy grail right now. I'm really loving the Urban Decay one. If you like full glam and you have pores, check it out. So now I'm going to set the face with the new Patrick's Powder Patrick Star MAC collection. So I'm baking a tiny bit, but what I realized with this powder is it's so finely milled, I don't really even like it to bake. I like it just to set with a damp sponge. So I don't really leave a lot of powder on the skin. I'm just stippling this into my skin all over and just setting the face. So now I'm gonna do my eyebrows. I'm just gonna go quickly through this. This is my new favorite brow product. Oh my god, this makes it so easy. I use my own brush, but I mean, I can use the one in there, but I like, you know, obviously the control of my own brush. So I just outline my brows. If you guys want a more in-depth brow tutorial, let me know, obviously, because I don't have any brows, so I'm not one of those people that has like amazing brows to begin with, so I can help you guys out. So now we're gonna jump into eyes. I'm going into this really yellow mustard shade in the Jaclyn Hill palette. I love this palette so much, and I'm just using, I think this is like a Morphe M504, and I'm sweeping this all in the crease. Now this is going to be a glowy, bronzy, kind of glamorous look for New Year's Eve, but it's not going to be like the typical silver cut creases you're going to see all over YouTube. This is more subdued glam. So now I'm going to go into this transition shade again, and we're just going to work this in the crease. We're just kind of building up color. This is a really easy look. Anyone can achieve this, and these shadows just blend so nice. I'm just so glad that people are like really finally giving Morphe some credit, because I know a lot of people get upset about it, but this palette is great. So now I'm going in with this kind of deeper reddish color, and I'm using a different brush. I'll have all the brushes linked down below, and I'm swirling this on the outer portion of my lid, just like the outer V. I'm just adding a little bit of depth, but you really don't need like a ton for this look. It's just very soft and glamorous and bronzy, and look how nicely these shadows blend. It's just like perfect. So then I'm going to jump back into the palette to this really deep chocolatey shade, and with a very, very light hand, I'm just going to swirl this right over where we put that last shade. We're just adding a little bit of definition in the outer V, outer crease area, and then you can sweep it in just a tiny bit just to make sure everything is blended. But these just blend so nicely. I haven't used this palette in a couple weeks, and I was just like, oh my god, I love these transition shades. So once we're done with that, we're going to jump back in the palette, and this is like my favorite shimmery shade of the palette. It's this like metallic bronzy gold, and I'm using my favorite brush to apply. This is from their Bling collection. This is like the perfect brush. It just grabs on to metallic shades. So I'm just applying this to the inner half of my lid. You don't have to be too precise. This isn't like a cut crease. You just apply it to your lid. And then I wanted to add a little bit of glitter, so I'm going in with this Diamond Dew from Lime Crime, and I put it on my brush, and then I'm packing it right over that gold shade. You don't have to do that. You could use like a Stila Magnificent Metal or any glitter you have, or just leave it be. But I just wanted to add a little bit of glam for New Year's Eve. Moving on to contour, I'm using this Marc Jacobs Duo. I just want to use some different contour products because I feel like I always use my Urban Decay, and I'm trying to like branch out. So I'm just using the small Benefit brush and just, you know, making the fish face and trying to make my face look skinnier. And then I'm going to go in with this new bronzer that I am loving, and this is the, I think it's Jade Jagger and MAC. I love this bronzer. It has like a shimmery side and a matte side. It's very soft, but I'm just blending and blending and blending, building it up, and it did give me a beautiful warmth. I'm using a Japonesque brush I will link down below, and it just felt like it really made me look like tanner and like more sun-kissed. And then I'm going in with this blush, which I really love, but it's discontinued from MAC. It's called Small Vanity. I don't know if it's discontinued. It was from like a special collection, but it's like becoming another favorite of mine. I'm venturing out on the blush situation, and I'm trying to do blushes that aren't like pink always. So now I'm going to highlight. So I kind of got back into this, and this is a Tom Ford duo that I bought a while ago, and I'm starting to really enjoy it. Now this is a new brush from Smashbox that I bought. A couple of these you're seeing here. I bought them and I'm obsessed with this brush, like absolutely obsessed. So I'm just making little circular motions on the tops of my cheekbones and down the center of my nose, and this highlights really nice and it looks like wet. And then I am going over that with this Fenty Beauty Trophy Wife. I realize I haven't given this any love since I got it. I feel like it's just intimidating. But with this new Smashbox brush, I feel like I can apply a thin layer, mix it in with other highlighters, and it just gives me a really pretty, warm highlight that makes me look super glowy and tan, which is what we're going for. So I applied that, and then I'm going to move on to finishing off the eyes. It's just very easy. I'm going in with this transition color, and I'm just using a big fluffy brush from Morphe, and I'm just going to sweep this back and forth on the lower lash line just to add a little bit of dimension, but really the focus is on the lids and the skin being super glowy. So then I'm going to go in one more time with a smaller pencil brush. This is a Morphe, I think it's like an M506, and I'm going to go into this more neutral transition color, and I'm just going to sweep this back and forth on the lower lash line just to give a little bit more dimension. And then I'm going to go on to lips. I'm going to line my lips with Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury, which is like the best of the best. I love her lip liners. They're so good. And then I'm going to put lipstick on from MAC in Self-Aware, another one of my favorites. And that completes the look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below what kind of look you're going to have for New Year's Eve. I hope you guys are safe. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.